Find serenity. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe in me.
Okay, we got to stop before we lose whatever
To Never
affiliations we
Never
have.
Land.
I don't. Well, because you're off key though, we're probably fine.
First of all, sir, I am not off key, and that is a great. Oh, wait a minute, my light ain't even on. My bad.
You want to start over?
No, let's
Just
keep
keep going.
going.
Let's keep
There
going.
we go.
Wonderful, man.
Hey, man, they know what they signed up for when they came here. That's on them.
Well, if you don't know, this is the We Trying channel.
Cause
So
we
there you
try
go. We trying,
it.
indeed.
I love how you comment on me not being ready, and you are taking bites of a sandwich,
I mean, I plan to do that during the streaming session. So
sir. I
yeah.
need you to have more respect for ambulance. We're not going to tolerate disrespect for Michael Bay's quintessential
Um.
movie for 2022.
So yeah, we're reviewing Ambulance. Movie came out. I mean, it came out in theaters a while ago. It just came to Peacock recently, within the last week or so.
First of
Um.
all, I saw
What?
this in the theater, sir.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you saw it in theater. I didn't see it
I
until.
I went opening night.
I remember when we saw the trailer, and I was like, man, this movie just looks like so much excess, and it was.
It was amazing.
It was something.
It was amazing.
So go ahead, man. Give me your why is this movie so great?
Why is it so great? First of all, did you see the drone footage that they had in this movie? Like,
That was
so,
cool.
so Michael Bay supposedly hired some guys whose videos he's seen online and
Hmm.
hired them to do some of that drone footage of LA. I will say this:
That was interesting to me. I hadn't seen something
some
like
of the
that before.
some of the movies. So everybody has like different movies who are like love letters. I I love when people do love letters to cities.
Hmm.
This movie to me was a love letter to LA. Now I'm not from Los Angeles. I've only been to California a handful of times, but I feel like I learned so much about LA through this film.
Okay.
Um, I have been waiting for this. I love Michael Bay. Um, I have been on record as saying as Michael Bay is a very unique filmmaker that I think a lot of people crap on because of the Terminator movies, uh,
Transformer. Get it right,
Transformers. Sorry,
man. Yes, the alcohol is messing you up.
blame it on the alcohol. Anyway,
Hmm.
uh, he gets a lot of crap, and even he said that maybe I've gone too far with Transformers and let somebody else do it. He's even acknowledged. Okay, you know what? I've run out. I maybe, but I just enjoyed this movie. I really was like you knew what was going to happen.
Hmm.
Like you knew with the beats, but it was the journey he took you on to get there.
I will say for me, the biggest shortcoming I have with this movie is that it just goes on and on and on, and I felt like it could have been a shorter movie, and I would have enjoyed it more. I do like the fact that Michael Bay does stuff practical for the most
Hmm.
part, right? Like that's cool. Like, oh, there's a car flipping over, there's another car flipping over, there's
And you know
something
that, and you know
exploding,
that happened in real life.
right? And I'm just wondering, like, a lot of times with the ambulance in peril, like, how exactly did you guys shoot this? Because I feel like the actors in that ambulance, it's not safe for them. That's like I worry about your safety. For me, I've always enjoyed, and now I can't think of the guy's name. What is it? Yahya Abdul Mateen the second.
Yah, Yahya Abdul Mateen.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
also
like
known as
him.
Doctor Manhattan. Because Mama, that's a man.
Yeah, I like him. But to me,
Also known
what I
as Black
really
Manta.
yes, but what I really liked about the movie was Jake Gyllenhaal and the asshole character he was in the movie. Yeah,
Gosh,
I was like, I want to like you, Jake, but you just say some asshole stuff. But at the same time, I still do like you. It's fun.
but that was the wonderful thing about this movie. You know, Jake Gyllenhaal was a bad guy, but you still liked him,
Yeah.
even though he did some stuff. You were like, yeah, if you did that in real life, dude, I wouldn't really want to hang out with you. But in the movie, you were like, oh man,
That's just Jake being Jake.
But it was just like That's Danny. He's doing the best he
Yeah,
can.
that's just Danny being Danny. You gotta forgive him. Um, and shout out to Isa
Isa Gonzalez.
Isa Gonzalez. I liked her in this a
She
lot
was
too.
really good in this.
Yeah.
And
Um,
remember, she was the last two movies I remember her in was Hobbs and Shaw. She was the arms dealer slash um, female leader of the female robber people from in Russia, and she was also the girlfriend of John Hamm in Baby Driver. And I thought she was excellent in Baby Driver.
and you're forgetting another movie that we saw her in,
What?
Bloodsport or Bloodshot.
Oh,
Not Bloodsport, Bloodshot.
Bloodshot. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. I forgot she was a swimmer in that.
Yeah, she was in that.
She was one of the veterans who were made better by Guy Pearce's crappy corporation. You're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
call. Good call. Again, I say this, and I don't think you believe me. You're more than just a pretty face. Bravo.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Um,
Here for you, sir.
so you really love this movie.
I did. I really did.
I don't hate the movie. I don't love it, but I think it's fun. I definitely enjoyed watching it. I just thought it was a little bit, and not
Over
even
the t-
over.
it's over the top, man.
But it's not even the fact that it's over the top. I feel like it's over the top for so long. I'm like, I kind of wish this movie seemed like it was all gas, and there was really like it just kept ramping up and ramping up. I kind of wanted to ease off a little bit. I wish like maybe the pacing had changed a little bit for me. Um,
Really.
I was like, oh man, we're just, did we get a break? It's not.
Okay,
We're just amped all the time. All right, that's what it is.
hold on. See, this is where I disagree. So, in your defense, it was 2 hours and 16 minutes. So
I felt all of it.
okay, I'll give you that. However,
Uh-huh.
comma, I will. In your defense, it's 2 hours and 16 minutes. I'm not saying it should have been 2 hours 16 minutes. I enjoyed it, but that's just I'm a fan, so my opinion is biased. I automatically admit that going into it. However, comma, I do feel like the movie did pace itself very well
Okay.
in the sense of there was like they hyped up certain things and then they had like moments where the ambulance would like they would just drive and then they would reset and then they would hype up again. To me, this movie, the best way to describe this movie is it's a roller coaster ride.
Sure.
You go into it knowing you're not like so if let's say we go to Six Flags, Carowinds, or whatever the amusement park theme park is close to you, Branson, Dollywood, whatever you have, King's Dominion, um, you know you go on certain rides or certain attractions and you know what you're going to get. You know what you're going to get if you go on the teacup ride. You know if you go to a state fair, you know what kind of ride you're going to go on. This is one of those rides that's highly produced. It has loops, ups and downs, and you know what you're going to get. I personally enjoyed it. I give this a 3.5 to 4 um, nitro dogs. I give this 4 solid nitro dogs out of 5.
Okay.
That's because I enjoyed everything about this movie, and I am biased. So, you know, take a dog or you know, but
Sure.
what would you give it?
I'd probably give it, if you're giving it 4, I would probably give it
2.5.
maybe 2.75.
Okay.
Because I did enjoy it. It's just I was just kind of whatever. So I'm gonna give it 2.75 out of 5 EMTs. So you get a third of a person of an EMT. Um, but yeah. So let's get to spoilers.
Let's get to spoilers.
All right. We'll change the background so we know now we're in spoiler territory.
Spoilers. We're gonna spoil the movie for you.
Yeah.
Go. Go. Just go ham. Go ham. Go Danny.
Does
Go
that
Danny.
does the ambulance never run out of gas?
Here's the thing. I don't
Maybe,
know how
maybe
much I don't know how much gas an ambulance has, so I can't
true.
comment on that.
That's true. But I feel like it was going above the speed limit for most of the time. I feel like it's burning through gas. Maybe they just gassed up before they went to the bank.
I'm wondering, did they gas up before they got tacos?
Maybe
Was it tacos or whatever it was that they
something like
stopped?
yeah, some yeah.
They
Yeah.
stopped at like a street fender or something, and then they
Yeah.
heard the gunshots, and then they left. Personally, to me, the movie looked incredible. Like,
Hmm.
no matter what you say about Michael Bay, his movies always deliver. And here's the thing that I thought that was very well done that a lot of people probably won't notice. We have commented on Christopher Nolan's last two films being too dark. We commented on Game of Thrones' last season being too dark. Hell, I started this video too dark.
Right.
You saw everything in this movie. It was bright, it was colorful, it was in your face. Um,
I will say this, and I don't know if it was the TV I was watching or the way it was encoded on Peacock, but the audio mixing was horrible.
really.
Yeah, like the music was so loud. Sometimes I couldn't hear what they were saying. I was like,
Now
what are
that's
you
funny.
saying?
That's funny because in the theater it was perfect.
So maybe
It-
maybe it was just coded wrong,
so here's the thing that I
or maybe the TV.
it's interesting you bring it up because in the theater when I watched it, it was perfect. Because that's the one thing that I was thinking about the whole time I was watching this. We talk about directors in certain styles, certain things. So like we talk about Scorsese and his style. We talked about Nolan and darkness and having audio issues. That was the one thing that stood out to me. The fact that how loud this movie was, I could understand everything. I didn't need subtitles. It was bright in your face. I could determine where everything was.
Mhm.
I love Tenet. I own Tenet. It's somewhere. It's not in this room.
I bet it's probably not in that room,
It's
but
not
yeah,
in this room. There's a
yeah,
lot of stuff in this room that is mine. That's not Owen's. That probably shouldn't be in here.
nice.
But that's one of the knocks that Nolan has gotten from Tenet. Uh, and what was a couple of other movies? A lot of people were like, Nolan, man, that audio, you got to do
Uh,
a better job.
Interstellar.
Interstellar, Dunkirk.
Probably,
Dunkirk was
yeah,
another one.
probably
People,
the last Batman that he did, or at
Dark
least the audio with Bane
Dark
or
Dark
whatever.
Knight Rises, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so with Michael Bay, his last two films, which was Six Underground and this one, Ambulance. Now I will say Six Underground was all over the place. That's not one if you wanted like champion Michael Bay. That's not a film you're like, look at this. That was some mess. Even though I liked it, it was still some mess.
Mhm.
I really enjoyed the interactions between uh, Mr. Martin, uh, Abdeen. Hold on, because I don't I want to be that guy who like jacks up people's names. Uh,
Yahya
Yahya Abdul
Abdul
Mateen,
Mateen.
Mr. Mateen, and Jake Gyllenhaal. Their interactions and their camaraderie was perfect. I really enjoyed him. Garrett Dillahunt as the Captain Monroe was really good. Here's my
I don't
standout.
think I really didn't. Why was the dog there? I feel
That's
like I
that's
feel like the
Michael Bay's
dog
real
was
dog.
there.
That's Michael Bay's real dog.
That okay? You know what? Makes perfect sense. I'm like, this dog seems out of place.
Dude,
You brought your dog to this possible standoff in the car. Like, why is your dog in every single
but
shot? Oh,
that's the
because
characters
it's
that
your real dog. Okay.
but this here's the thing. I understand where you're going. However, comma, that's part of Garrett Dillahunt's character, Captain Monroe. But the star, the standout star of this show is Olivia Stambulia, Lieutenant Dazig, the
I liked
woman
her.
who was in the police mobile command center.
Hmm.
She was a standout character in this movie. She was awesome.
Yeah.
I enjoyed every scene she was in. Um, go ahead.
Did you enjoy that Avery was in the movie?
I told you. I wish I'm going to go look for that tweet. I told you Avery was in this movie.
Yeah. Like,
I
oh, that's
told you.
Avery. Yeah,
I
he did.
told you Avery was in this movie, sir.
I was like, look at Avery in the movie. Like, Avery, man, you didn't tell us she was branching out and acting. It's
When
cool.
when I texted you that, you were like, "That's not cool," and I was like, "Watch the movie, and you will agree with me."
Yeah,
That was
that was Avery.
that was Avery.
So you're gushing about this movie. Is there anything that you didn't like about it?
So we're in spoiler territory.
Hmm.
I would have liked the characterizations in the beginning to be a little better, to knowing that Danny and Will's dad was a bank robber.
Hmm.
Like that he was this psycho of a character, and that Danny is not that person, but he is that person. I thought
Mhm.
that characterization, as you learn through the movie, as you go through, like Jake Gyllenhaal plays this cool, calm, and collected person, and then as the movie goes on, you realize, oh, he's not as cool, as calm, as collected as he thinks he is.
Right.
He
Yeah.
is
He's losing it.
he's losing it as the movie goes on. I thought that characterization, that writing could have been better. Um, I thought I thought the whole idea behind Will joining him on a bank robbery wasn't as well thought out, in my opinion, because don't get me wrong, I'm willing to rob a bank for my wife and kids. I just felt like if you're going to do that, you should have set it up that he had been a bank robber before. Like, in other words, I left to get away, and they didn't do a good job of saying, showing I left to get away from this life, and
Hmm.
you're dragging me back into it. I
Hmm.
think they didn't do a good job with that, which I thought that they should have. Um, that part I thought could have been better.
Yeah, it looks it's a great looking movie.
It's a great looking film. I
What I don't understand is
go on.
now as so eventually they go under an underpass or something.
Mhm.
Avery paints the ambulance green, and then some other ambulances go away. And
Also,
and also one of the ambulances gets stopped, and then the green ambulance just drives away. I'm sorry, nobody sees this green ambulance.
I,
That don't look weird to you?
hold on, time out, time out. Now, this is what I will say, and I am not being disrespectful, but however, comma, we work in the news business, do we not?
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to say something that maybe some people's feelings might get hurt. We have watched recently, in the last couple of years, stories that come out involving law enforcement and crime, and then we stop and say, how did this happen? Right?
Hmm.
Is that a fair assessment?
Sure.
I'm going to say I was able to suspend belief because of the job that we do, that they dropped the ball in certain aspects and then did very well in other aspects. So remember the one aspect when the bank robbery happened and they did not pursue, they stayed outside and they did not engage them. I thought that was a very good police tactics, like, hey, I thought that part of it was very telling as well, showing the deficiencies of this huge police force, and you dropped the ball in this instance. You didn't know what to do.
Hmm.
The shell game, that Danny knew what to do to throw them off, because one of the things he did a very good job of was he was like, do not shoot the cops, do not kill a cop. You can shoot at them, you can, but don't kill one of them, because once you kill one of them, it's game over. He was
Hmm.
very deliberate about that, and that's why I said I didn't like the fact that they didn't do a good job of explaining how smart Danny was, that he knew what he was doing, and then as which didn't endear you to him as he starts declining and losing it.
Hmm.
And that's why I was able to suspend belief in that instance, that here's this lime green ambulance running by while Avery gets caught.
Avery did a poor job painting that thing too.
And here's the thing.
But you know, actually, what? I'll, I'm not
Nope,
mad that he did a poor job painting it because he only had 40 seconds to paint it. You did the best
nope.
you can.
Nope, he did a poor job because he was a poor employee. Because when Jake Gyllenhaal called him, he was trying to bring the ostriches down there to
Flamingos.
the flamingo, whatever large bird it was. He was
Hmm.
trying to bring them, and Jake Gyllenhaal was like, "Hey man, do what I told you to do." And here's another thing that I thought was indicative of the police being so narrow-minded. How you see a car coming down the bridge,
And
and
not shoot it.
y'all just like, hmm, what is that? Two,
Yeah.
how do the gangs have a minigun and we just watch? And I told you, I brought this up. How in Resident Evil, Walking Dead, Army of the Dead, name it, whatever zombie movie, we have not seen a minigun. However, the bank robbing gang members was able to put a minigun in a damn Cadillac.
I don't know. I mean, there's so many questions in terms of timing for this movie. It's like it seemed like it took them forever to build that little mini tank car that they were trying to put together. He kept checking back in. I was like, man, are they ever going to build this car? Once it finally came down, though, it was cool, and they ripped through some stuff, so that was cool.
But here's the thing, and that's why I said I was able to suspend some belief for that instance because we have been a party of so many different information that has come through our newsroom where we're like, wait, what? And
Mhm.
you as a producer and as a manager, you have said to yourself, that don't seem right. And because I've heard you say it as a press release comes through, you're like, that doesn't seem right. And then you question it, and then you find out that's exactly what they sent us.
Mhm.
And you're like, that don't seem smart. To me, that was true to life. Like like they were on it for certain things, and then they dropped the ball in other things. Because how in the world did you not realize until the last minute that this is their old stomping ground? Like
Mhm.
if you're like if I'm pursuing you, Michael, I know that you are not a McDonald's fan. I know unless you had to, you whenever I get McDonald's, the first thing you say to me is do better. You can do better than that.
Mhm.
You're not a fan of McDonald's. So if I'm a law enforcement officer, why would I
Unless the Big
not?
and Tasty comes back. Hashtag friends of the show, McDonald's. Y'all bring back the Big and Tasty. We can be cool again. Go ahead.
Nah, big and tasty. Kill that. Bring back the wings. McDonald's bring back chicken. Because McDonald's chicken wings was on point. I'll
I
say
don't
that.
think I've ever had chicken wings from McDonald's.
And that's why they didn't sustain because people like you didn't respect the fact that McDonald's could do chicken wings. Now,
I don't know that they advertise them well enough.
they did. They did. And that's on you. That's what
Okay.
you and the rest of America have to admit. You dropped the ball. You let down a company, a mom and pop company like McDonald's, who are just trying to make a
Mom and
way in this
pop.
world.
Wow.
Friend of the show, McDonald's.
That alcohol got you lit. Mom and pop McDonald's. Holy shit. Okay. Cool. You say
but
so.
no, but no, that's one of the things that I thought that they could have done a better job of. That they did a good job with the police and showing the difference. Like they were on it here, but they weren't on it here, and
Hmm.
that's where I thought when they were talking to Danny and once they figure out Will was in the car, oh, that's their own stopping ground. It was almost like again, Danny was one step ahead of them, but I felt like if you knew it was Danny, why did all these threads slowly came out about Danny? Like set Danny up at the
Hmm.
beginning of the movie as this genius because here's a person who as a bank robber who's not going to leave anything to chance.
Hmm.
And his brother coming was left up to chance. He didn't know that he was going to go through with it. And I thought that was the way they wrote that, they didn't do a good job of.
Um,
And I will say this. I'm not a fan of it because me and you talked about it. We both watched Wrath of Man, right?
mhm.
I thought the bank robbery scenes in Wrath of Man with Jason Statham and those bank robbery crew did a better job of showing how well thought out that bank robbery was versus ambulance. And I'll stop there.
Okay. Um, I mean, I don't really have any other comments on it.
Sailing takes me away to where I
This is
always.
the We Trying channel where we try to sing and do reviews and do
First
whatever.
of all, I love Christopher Cross. I have that album. I have that vinyl album. And when they started singing in that ambulance, I lost it. I love that song. Do you remember when Take Six did that version of the song?
No,
What?
no.
I love
Sorry.
that song.
Fantastic. Find us here on YouTube. Leave a comment below whether or not you saw Ambulance or not. If you are going to see Ambulance, again, it is on Peacock right now. What's your favorite Michael Bay movie? Leave that in the comments. That'd be fun just to see what you guys say there. Um, and Leroy's getting some music going. Now, I don't know if you guys can hear it. Probably not. But
This can do miracles.
find us also on Twitter,
Just
Twitch,
you wait and
Instagram,
see.
Facebook.
Believe
We out.
in me.